Hi there everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Prestige Liquids. My name is Andrew, and as always it is fantastic to have you here with me again on another whiskey review video. Now in today's video I am going over to Ireland. I am going to be reviewing for you the Roe Co Irish whiskey. So I believe that this one has been made in Dublin. It is a blended Irish whiskey and it has been aged in bourbon casks. It has also been say non-chill filtered and bottled at 45% ABV. So let's get on with the review and let's see what we get. This has been one of those ones that I've had on my shelf for quite a while now, and I've been really wanting to get around to doing the review, but there's always been so many other whiskeys, unfortunately, that have just taken its place, and I figured since I'm coming towards the end of the bottle, I may as well get the review done, so at least in that way I can finally finish it, and now I've got the review done. So alright, let's get on with it and let's see what we get. So on the nose, okay, so expect your typical Irish characteristics. It's very vanilla dominant, very buttery. You've got a nice element of, let's say it's a really good element actually, of the cask influence coming through. Those vanilla elements are very strong, but you also have a nice, very soft hint of barrel char that comes through as well. And a nice, again, coming from the barrel, I think it's just a nice touch of smoke that just envelopes those vanilla notes. There's also a bit of like butterscotch, shortbread, and it's also quite creamy as well. There's a certain very light earthy element that's coming through as well. It's actually very minerally. There's quite a few like mineral notes that I'm picking up now that I really wasn't getting at the start of the bottle, so which I'm quite happy about. It shows that the whiskey has really opened up and has just started to develop different notes as you progress through the bottle, which is a really nice change. And definitely some wood note there coming through as well. Alright, let's move on to the palate and let's see what we get. Cheers. Well, it's such a soft palate, but you get these nice vanilla notes that come through. This is a very vanilla dominant whiskey. It is one of those whiskeys where those vanilla notes are very much a main feature of this whiskey, and then everything else just kind of falls behind it. So I'm also getting like a lot of vanilla cream. There's also some very light citrus notes that are coming through. So I'm getting kind of like an orangey but yet also lemony citric notes. Definitely very cakey. I'm getting a lot of shortbread and butter notes coming through as well. It really is amazing as to how like dominant the vanilla characteristics are coming through. But having said that though, as much as those vanilla notes dominate the overall flavor, the other notes are actually able to mingle very well with that vanilla. That I am not always a very big fan of very intense vanilla notes, but what I like in this one is that those the vanilla notes that you get, and also like it's the other notes that come through, mingle and blend together extremely well. it has just a very nice harmonious balance. Let's see if we can get anything else. Alright, so I'm also getting a light touch of apple and some other fruits coming through. There's also like a very minute hint of pineapple, so you've got some nice tropical notes that are also blending their way through. It really is amazing as to how much this whiskey is changing and just evolving as it opens up. One thing that I haven't tried, and I wish, and I probably should, is just to pour a glass and just let it sit aside for about 15 minutes and then come back to it and just see how it will open up. I'll be very curious to see what kind of notes that will develop from doing that. One thing that I actually really enjoyed as well, as enjoyable as this is neat, it also mixed really well. So if you're a Coke and whiskey fan, definitely try mixing this with your Coke. It just went together really well. I think a lot of the notes in this whiskey just complement other flavors exceptionally well. So if you have a bottle or you're intending to buy a bottle, definitely try it mixed and with different types of cocktails and things like that. I think that you will find that it will be a very enjoyable whiskey. All right, moving on to the finish. Again, very light. Those vanilla characteristics pretty much follow through from beginning to end, and again, that heavy like vanilla cream and a bit of like a lemon zest as well that comes through on the finish. So you've got a very well balanced whiskey from start to end. Pretty much what you start off with is what you can expect through every stage of the whiskey. It's not going to throw you about in any way. It really has no surprises. I would say all in all, this is definitely a whiskey that is very well suited for like entry level or say new drinkers coming into whiskey. If you're wanting to be able to develop your palate and just to be able to pick out some very enjoyable notes, this is definitely a good place to start. And it is an exceptional Irish whiskey, especially if you're wanting to try to move away from like Jameson and some of your other like typical Irish whiskeys. So yeah, I think that's it. That's all I really have to say about this one. I'm going to leave it at that. As I mentioned at the start of the video, my name is Andrew. Also, before I go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you can stay up to date with all future content. And I will see you again on the next video. KIPPIS.